Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. My face is super shiny. On on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. The most important answer I can give you right now is don't put on sunscreen before you make videos with lights on you, or just prove everyone that you're squeaky clean. That's why you're so shiny. Okay, we have a question from YouTube user EXOL, who has a question and starts off their question by saying, I have a question. That's a good way to start a question. My assault was captured on camera. How do I obtain footage of it? Because by the time they know I'm suing, they might delete it. All right. This is a constant issue in this industry. People always want to get the footage from their workplace. And it's difficult because people think like that video footage is kept forever. It is generally not in most workplaces, right? If you're in a casino, they might have quite the video bank, right? They might keep quite a lot of that footage. Certain facilities like governed by the Patriot Act or like money laundering, stuff like that. Like there's definitely institutions that keep cameras longer than others. But like most workplaces, you're talking like they're keeping camera footage maybe 8 hours, 8 to 72 hours, realistically speaking. I've seen a lot in that range. I've seen as little as 2 hours. I've also seen a lot of camera systems that are not actually camera systems. They are just dummy cameras, or they're real cameras that just are not maintained and like are not actually recording anything because nobody's like turned the system on or emptied the data bank. So the tapes, and I don't know if we have tapes anymore in 2023. I'm sure someone does somewhere. So, getting this footage can be challenging. Now, YouTube user EXOL makes a good question. First off, EXOL, I'm sorry that you suffered an assault. I'm going to assume your assault was if you're on this channel, I'm going to assume that your assault was tied to a workplace discrimination or workplace sexual harassment issue. So I'm doubly sorry that you experienced this. But I did want to make this video in the hopes that it might help you, although I don't know if it's going to help you in time. EXOL rightly notes that by the time they know I'm suing, they might delete it. Accurate. That is accurate, right? And more importantly, by the time discovery comes around in an employment litigation where you would obtain that video, there's a good chance it would be long gone. So here's what you do. And it's imperfect, but it's a good start. You get a letter into your employer letting them know, putting them on notice that there was an assault that took place on the premises, that it is a key piece of evidence in a workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment case, and you might be talking about some kind of other case, and that's fine, but that's not what we do here. So I'm going to answer you in the context of what we do, which is workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment. And if it helps you with something else, that's cool, but that's not what I'm doing. Okay, so you put them on notice that, hey, that's going to be key evidence, and if you delete it, it's going to be construed against you, right? You're going to be deleting key evidence for workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment case, and the best evidence the jury could possibly see. So do not delete that item. Save it, preserve it, and we'll be using that later in the litigation. And get that letter in and get proof that you get that letter in. Like get it hard copy with the signature requested, and then also email it, fax it. Keep the fax confirmation, keep the email using an email server that's, run by a neutral third party that's well trusted, like say Google, Microsoft, some monolith, some uncaring monolith that maintains email records on a server that you don't have control of, so you can prove the email went out, the letter, the hard copy letter with the signature to receipt, the fax with confirmation. Yeah, I'm saying fax. I mean, it's 2023, but people still do it. And if you're trying to spam somebody to make sure they get something from you, it's another avenue, right? Also, don't do this if you're pro se, because like you can kind of get yourself in trouble with harassment issues. But one of the fun things about employment law is when you're like getting your letter into the employer that, hey, we're suing you. Here's what's going down. You better maintain these documents, and you got a couple business days to negotiate with us, right? I do enjoy faxing that because a lot of companies have fax machines just like out where their employees are, and those will receive the fax. And then the employer's like, oh, God, a whole bunch of our employees know you're suing us now. But this is very, very specific to certain situations. Like sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. Sometimes that could be viewed as a form of harassment if you're foolish about it. So, be smart with that. Let your attorney handle it. But, it is really fun. Now, your letter's in. That's a good first start. They're on notice. Let's be real. They don't have an attorney yet. They don't know what they're doing. There's a good chance your employer is a moron. And so they very well might not preserve that video. They might actively destroy it. So once you get your letters out, or even concurrently with getting your letters out, maybe even before you get your letters out, get a police report. And beg and plead with the officer to get the video. Because they have the ability to do that in real time. Right? If you suffer an assault, that is a crime. It's a crime. Many forms of sexual harassment, many discrimination cases are crimes as well. Not all, right? Not all, but many are. And you can probably get a police report, and you can probably, if you're really persuasive, get a police officer to grab the video or grab a copy of the video or just maintain the video. And you might even be able to obtain it from them. Things are going to change depending on where you are, who you're dealing with, what officer you're dealing with, what police force. There's a whole bunch of factors there, but if you can do it, do it. That would be amazing. That'd be one way to get it, and probably the only way to actually obtain it in rapid order. If you can't obtain, maintain, like protect it, try to get the employer to be afraid of destroying it. But if you can obtain it, clearly that's better. And once you do obtain it, make sure you keep copies in a couple different places. I have seen incredibly valuable evidence destroyed on multiple occasions by different things, like angry spouses and hard divorces and kids just being kids, house fires, like stuff like there's a lot of destroyed evidence. It doesn't make a case worth nothing, but God, is it heartbreaking to see the reduction in value when you destroy key pieces of evidence, right? Just keep that in mind. If you are able to obtain, then it's now your job to maintain. Protect it. Protect it with the fullness of your mental faculties in every conceivable fashion. Put it in a safety deposit box. Put a copy on the cloud, on a secure connection. Just be smart about it. Use your brain, but take steps to protect that evidence, okay? I hope this helps, EXO-L. I'm sorry about what you experienced, but I wish you luck, and I hope that you got that footage in time. If this was helpful, like, subscribe, comment down below. It helps me to help more people just like you. Remember, almost everybody works. Not everybody wins. Be smart out there.